really tired this morning. It's like, waking up. This morning I woke up with a headache. I had one most of the night, honestly, but I was just too daggone tired to get up and dig out some Excedrin to take for it. So I just tried sleeping through it and just waited till this morning and got up and took me some Excedrin, made my coffee, got my coffee cup here. Oh, yesterday was quite a day. It's like, I was supposed to go to the Tractor Supply, but I didn't make it to the Tractor Supply. I went to my storage unit first because I needed to empty out my Jeep before I could go to the Tractor Supply. So I went to my storage unit, and in order to put stuff in there, I had to dig a bunch of stuff out, so because I had to reorganize it a little bit, and that just took so much work, having to climb over all that stuff and had to move a bunch of stuff out. Luckily, also, kind of lucked out a little bit because I ended up not having to go to look for a thrift store to get rid of some of my thrift store items, because the manager of the storage facility was riding her little golf cart through when I got there. And she took the stuff that I was going to go donate. She was like, oh, well, if you're just going to throw it away or donate it, can I have it? I'm like, you take it. It saves me a trip of having to look for a place to go donate the stuff. And I'm like, it's not clean. I haven't cleaned it, She's there like, no problem, and I'm like, okay. So I gave her some of my stuff. I gave her my water distiller, because I'm just not going to be able to run it in here. It's going to take up too much power, and I want to be self-sufficient. So so I gave her that one. It was an electric one. I do have another water distiller that I've not yet used. It's still in the storage unit, and that one I can use on top of the propane stove. I just haven't tried it out yet, so I'll probably try that. Otherwise, I may end up having to buy another Berkey. I did have a Berkey, but I left it in Colorado because I was being nice, When me and my ex got together, he had a Berkey and I had a Berkey, but I had a bigger Berkey than he did. And, so we didn't need to, and I ended up selling his because it was smaller and we kept the larger one. And then when I decided to leave, I left him the Berkey because I don't know, it didn't feel right. I took the water distiller. He just has well water. He didn't really need the water distiller, and it would have taken a lot more work on his part to have run that, and I honestly don't feel like he would have had the patience for it. So I left him my Berkey, and now I probably need a new one. If this other water distiller doesn't work out, I'm gonna have to try it. I'm gonna have to dig it out, because I didn't dig it out yesterday. I left it in there, all the way in the back, even though I saw it and I had access to it to pull it out, but I didn't. But I ended up not getting to the Tractor Supply because I actually, when I was going through my storage unit, all the way in the back, I found some of those leftover pellets that I used to use for a litter box for my cat. I had about a half a bag or so of them back there. And so that meant Tractor Supply was no longer a priority, because I had something to use in the interim to try out. So, and they were just wood stove pellets. They weren't, horse pellets, but they were wood stove pellets, but pretty much all the same thing. So I'm using those right now, and that seems to be working out okay for the moment. We'll give it a few days, and then we'll give a better assessment So I had to dig a bunch of stuff out and put a bunch of stuff in, reorganize it, and move some stuff around. I just took like so much energy, and so I brought some stuff back that I needed to put in here, that I needed for my usage of whatever. But it was, the temperature was so warm yesterday, I felt like I needed to work on my door. So after going to the storage unit and doing all that stuff, you know, I was there till, I don't know, probably around noon or something. I was there a few hours. And then I came back and I worked on my door, and I took the door down and reset it, and it's closing so much better now. It's a lot. It's a lot better. It's now the only thing I need to do is get that like little foamy insulating strip that goes around the outside of the door to give it a better seal. Or I'm actually considering maybe leaving it, because with the propane heater, you know, I need a certain amount of ventilation in here, you know, for safety reasons. And even though I have the top ventilation open, you know, I would have to open a window somewhere also, you know, because you're supposed to have two areas of airflow, you know, going in and going out, to make it run properly, keep the heater running, working properly. And I'm like, well, that door is right there, and you know, it's got a little bit, you know, gap all the way around it, because I don't have that foamy ceiling stuff in there, and so there's a little bit of an air gap. So I'm thinking maybe I might just leave it, so I don't have to worry about cracking open a window while I'm running the heater. I don't know. But I shot a video of it yesterday, of me fixing the door, and everything. So it's on my channel. It's uploaded already. It's the one before this one. I don't know how to do all that fancy stuff of tagging videos and all that mess to your page for people to go look at it, and you know, the click here button. I don't know how to do that stuff yet, so maybe at some point I'll learn how to do it, but right now it's just very basic. I've never like tried to, you know, shoot any of my own videos or anything like that. I've always been a pretty private person, and I kind of don't really liked my personal life being put out there. So, but that's what's happening now. I'm kind of putting my personal life out there. This is the real deal. I'm not sugarcoating anything. You know, if there's any malfunctions or whatever, as I'm learning to, you know, live on my own in my camper and doing all the things that I need to do while I'm working on fixing it up and getting everything together. You're pretty much going to see it. I'm going to try to film as much as I can, you know, pretty much every day, or you know, maybe every other day. You know, it just depends on if I have a good enough signal to upload the video. I will be making videos. I'm trying to do this every morning. It's kind of like my morning pages routine. And for people that don't understand what that is, it's like it's just something that my therapist recommended me look into, and it's, you know, as part of, you know, my healing process, you know, and she thought it would be good for me. And it's so this is, you know, the book that she recommended is called The Artist Way, and with it, it's got a second accompanying book that goes with it called Morning Pages. And basically all it is a journal, you know, just so everybody knows. You don't need to buy the second one. Just get you a journal and use that. I mean, I didn't realize that it was just a journal to begin with before I bought it, because I just ordered it online without seeing it in the store or whatever, because I bought it secondhand. So you could use any old journal, and basically what it is you're supposed to write 3 pages every morning after you wake up. And it's an exercise in getting to know yourself, you know, just your random thoughts. It doesn't need to be any kind of format. You don't need to have an agenda. You don't need to have anything. You just, you know, part of the exercise is to write 3 pages every morning after you wake up, because as soon as you wake up, that's when you're the freshest. That's when, you know, you have all of the thoughts from when you're sleeping and all that other stuff, I guess, come out. I'm not sure, but, you know, it's a way of getting to know yourself. If you don't know yourself, like me, I don't know myself really, because I've always tried to be what people wanted me to be, all these expectations. So, trying to learn me, what I like, what I enjoy, what feels good to me, and what's acceptable, and, you know, learning to live for myself as opposed to for others, you know. And of course, you know, when you're looking into all different types of spirituality and all that other stuff, it's all about, you know, giving to others, doing for others, you know, being in service, being of service to others, as opposed to being of service to self. And I've been of service to others my whole life, and it's done a lot of damage to my mental health, to be quite honest with you. A lot of damage, you know, putting everybody else first and never putting myself first, and no one putting me first, you know. It's not like I was putting other people first and somebody was putting me first, you know. So there was a balance there. There was no balance. It was just me giving, doing anything to keep the peace, because, you know, peace is very important to me. I do not like conflict. I am conflict adverse. Well, like I said, it doesn't do a whole lot of good for your own mental health. So now I'm having to focus on me, service to self. You know, I went from service to others to now I'm kind of having to focus on service to self, because, you know, if I don't take care of me, nobody else will. So I have to put me first, because no one else will put me first. And I guess that's just the way it is. That's such as life, right? You know, it might have been, you know, different if I had been, you know, raised in a loving environment where I had, you know, felt loved and appreciated and wanted as a child growing up. But that just wasn't the case, you know. More so I was like a bother. I got in the way. I was an annoyance, you know. I was put on this earth against, you know, other people's will. You know, they act like they had no choice in the matter, you know, and they kind of resented me for popping up into the space, it seems like, because, you know, I got less than the bare minimum of what you would need to thrive as a child, in a family, or in society, or anything, honestly. So yesterday I went ahead and I did the storage unit. I went through that. I still got a bunch of stuff in my Jeep I need to unload and bring in and work on. Fix the door. That's pretty much all I did yesterday, because that wore me out. I was so tired after that. I'm still tired. I'm still recovering. It was just, it's a lot of work. It's a lot of work to do on your own, by yourself, when you don't really know how to do such things. But hey, I'm doing it. So gotta have a little bit of pride there. I'm doing it. I'm working through it. I'm making mistakes, yes, but I'm learning from those mistakes. And I am learning what's going to work and what's not going to work. So I ended up, instead of waiting late into the evening after the lights went out to watch Star Trek, I was watching that yesterday afternoon after I fixed the door. I was just like, I'm just so tired. I'm just going to sit here and watch some Star Trek, because I didn't get to watch any the night before because power went out. You know, that battery life didn't last very long yesterday, because I was also running power tools. And then, you know, so before 5 o'clock it was beeping. And yeah, that's a little bit of a problem, that whole solar power thing. So I watched me some Star Trek, a couple of episodes before the generator started beeping at me. Um, yeah, that's such it is. Such is what it is, right? That's just, life is life. That's how it is, how things are. So, today, if I can muster up the energy, I'm going to work on doing some more primer painting of the walls, because I still have the midsection I have to finish, and I need to do underneath too, but I have to dig all this stuff out from underneath before I do underneath, and honestly, that's kind of like the last priority. So, I'm going to do the midsection first. And then, up here I only have one coat of primer, so I need to put a second coat of primer. I need to put primer on the shelving units and stuff that I'm doing here. And then I guess I'll start doing some more building after I get all that stuff done. And we'll make it a little bit more livable as time goes on. So a little bit at a time, right? It's just one day at a time, a little bit here, a little bit there. One good thing is it was so warm last night that I didn't run the heat all night. I turned it on this morning because after getting up out of the blankets, it was like 70 degrees in here. And I'm up and I'm fine, I'm ready to go, but Venus likes it a little bit warmer, so I turned it on. It's on right now so that she can sit in front of it, because she just likes to bake in the heat, for a little while. I'll turn it off here again in a little bit because it's just not needed really right now. Right now it's 76 degrees inside the camper, so it's plenty warm. It's plenty warm. And it's pretty airtight. It's really windy outside. I'm not feeling any kind of a breeze, even with the rooftop vent open, and even with I reset the door, but I don't have any foam insulating stuff around it, but I don't feel any wind coming in there. But I put my flag on the front of attached it to the tongue on the front of my camper yesterday, and it's been blowing around like crazy. And actually, I think I'm going to take it. I might take it down because, it was a little bit disturbing last night, hearing it flap up against the camper all night long because it was really windy. And then, because I don't really have full curtains up, I haven't made curtains yet. I just have a piece of fabric like nailed over the window. And I don't have it meeting the edges because of it being so close to the heater. I don't want it like too close to the heater because I'm really worried about fire. So that's, I don't want anything close enough to heat up and ignite. And, I need to make curtains, but I need curtain rods and all that stuff, and that costs money, and I don't have the money for that right yet. So, extra fabric or whatever, it's going to have to do for right now, being nailed to the wall until I get around to doing some framing, because right now I don't have any framing around my windows, the little trim pieces that make it look pretty, that cover up all of the my uneven cuts of the wood. Yeah, I need some trim, but we'll get that eventually, down the road. It'll happen when it happens, right? So, but yeah, there it is. That's what it is for right now. This morning, made me some coffee. Gonna have to make some breakfast in a little bit. Try to get the energy to get up and do something, but I don't know how much I'm going to get done today. I'm just so tired. So I've been working really hard in here since Saturday, every day, trying to do something. I might just need to take a day off and take a break and just sit here and just rest and relax. I don't know. I'm going to have to I don't know. I gotta do something easy somehow. Maybe I'll just paint that wall right there where the cat tree is. I'll just have to take that down and do that wall. At least then something will get done. That might be as much as I do today. It's just this one little section of wall, but it's something, and the wheel box that's underneath of it. For now, we'll see how that goes. So yeah, so there we are. It's Friday. So we've been in here, 6 days now. So tomorrow will be a week. Tomorrow will be a week in the camper. How fun is that? And it's working out pretty good. It's nice. My critters are all happy. Everybody's loving it. They're all liking it. They're happy. No one's upset. No one's having any behavior problems. Everybody's warm. Got plenty of water. Got plenty of food. Maybe I will make that trip to Tractor Supply today, because I still need to go look and see if I can find a gauge and how much that's going to cost and all that stuff. So we shall see how it goes. All right. I don't know if I'm going to have the energy to get up and go anywhere. Well, anyway, so that's it. That's the report for this morning. My morning pages, so to speak. Little run-up of what happened yesterday. What I think I might try to do today, if possible. I still haven't gotten around to organizing my tools or looking at my tools. That hasn't happened yet. I know I said I was going to do that, and it needed to be done a couple days ago, but I just haven't made it. I haven't got around to it. So many other things seem to be a priority. I haven't gotten to that section underneath my bed yet, so I haven't really worried about pulling that stuff out yet, to be honest with you. But it's going to happen soon, maybe sometime in the next 2 weeks. It'll have to happen. All right, well, that's it for now. I will talk to you guys again another time. All right, bye-bye.